Welcome to Gunners Are Us, where we are positively Arsenal.
And that we are. And this week we actually have a special guest.
We might be a little bit contradictory. Positively West Ham.
Positively West Ham, because we've got the big West Ham Arsenal at the London Stadium. So we have two-time guest, Elton Prince of the WWE. We have, I'm going to call him Lewis, because I'm going to call him Lewis throughout. I don't want anyone to get confused. So hello.
Yes, boy.
Yes,
rebranded West Ham Are Us for the day.
There you are. I like
It's a
it.
special one.
I like it. And I'm fairly sure you cover majority of our downloads in the US, so I do appreciate you.
Heck yeah.
Because
Well, you wonder how much crossover there is, though, because if most of my fans are American, they don't really watch too much football. So I'm only bringing in, a small percent.
I'm fairly sure it's just your downloads.
It's enough, though. It's enough.
It's just you listening every now and then. No, we're here. We're going to do a little preview pod. So you would have heard our podcast in the week. But this weekend we got the West Ham Arsenal game. So we're going to preview that with a West Ham fan, because I think that's just better to kind of, he'll know more than me about West Ham.
So, it's hard not to do that. I don't want to talk over the top of you, but it's hard not to do that. It's like a...
You can talk over the top of me all you want.
You can't see Lewis, but there's actually bubbles floating around in his front room right now.
He's got bubbles.
Yeah. And it's not even a machine. It just, I don't know where it comes from.
That's crazy. I want to get your opinions first, because it's been an interesting week of football because of the celebration police of Arsenal versus Liverpool, and the fact that the Arsenal players celebrated a goal. So where do you stand on celebration police and Odegaard taking a picture of a long-standing staff member at Arsenal?
Well, I mean, it's a bit sad, isn't it? Grow up. It's one game. Grow up. No, I think it's ridiculous. Who cares how people celebrate? Who cares? I think the photographer thing in particular, I thought was very sweet. Personally, I thought it was a nice little touch. I think I can understand it when people celebrate like they won the World Cup. I can understand people being like, all right, chill out a little bit. But the fact that people were coming specifically at Odegaard for the photography thing, I thought was wild, because I leave the poor man alone. You know what I mean? He's just trying to do a nice thing for someone.
I know. It's crazy.
So yeah, I think that's very odd, really. But yeah, I do think I guess one defense for that side is that I do think the Arsenal fans can get a little bit excited sometimes, a little bit carried away. But I think the Odegaard thing should not be targeted, because I thought that was a nice thing.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely. I hate the concept that you can't celebrate. I feel like every team should celebrate. Like, I think Wolves won at Stamford Bridge this week, and they made Gary O'Neill go to the away fans and kind of celebrate. And that's like a nice moment. I wouldn't be like, what do they think they've won the league? They've only beaten Chelsea. It's like a weird process, I think, of celebrate your wins, because you don't know when the next one's going to happen. It might never happen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how to say anything interesting without. I just agree with you.
Yeah. The photographer one as well. My theory on that was people have an issue with football players being in like a bubble, and they kind of take everything for their own like ego and all this. In like a moment where Odegaard could have just kind of taken in all the kind of adulation, he chose to, like, that guy's he was on the Amazon Prime doc, so he's an Arsenal fan.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Got like, okay, cool.
Yeah, and he's been there like 25 years, and Odegaard was like trying to force him to take a picture, and he obviously didn't want to, and then was like, no, just do it, because in 20 years' time, he's probably look back at that and be like, I can't believe I got a picture in front of the North Bank and all this kind of stuff.
Well, I think what a lot of people don't realise as well from the Amazon doc is Arteta would get him into the locker room to do big team speeches and like get him rallied and stuff. So
I've seen clips of that online. Yeah. Is that the same guy?
Same guy, yeah.
So it's nice that they're incorporating the whole club, not just the players. So.
Yeah, definitely. I
agree. Like these are like favorite memories of all time. That one,
exactly.
Yeah, that one 30 seconds.
Exactly. So yeah, I liked it, but I don't know. It did well for Gunners Are Us on TikTok, because we got good views on it.
We did.
There we go.
There we go. So that will move us on to, I want to talk to you a couple of things. You faced West Ham faced Man United this week, and you lost 3-0. I don't know if you watched that one, but I thought it was a particularly poor game.
Okay. Well, it's interesting, because I thought we were talking about the upcoming games. I didn't think you were just going to... I might hear to get slag off the last performance.
Well, just, you're coming off a loss, so it's like, do you feel more like positive, or do you feel kind of nervy, like you have to beat Arsenal? Because to be honest, Arsenal against Liverpool, I've thought 80% to 20%, I thought we'd win that. but West Ham, I'd feel 20% likely to win. It sounds weird. It's just the Arsenal way.
Yeah, I think it's weird even being a West Ham fan, because I think I've said to you before plenty of times, just texting, but like, we can go and beat. I mean, didn't we beat? Was it you we beat earlier on in the year, right? In the season,
yeah.
But we'll go on. We'll beat you guys. We'll beat Man U. We'll beat. I don't know. You know what I mean? We'll pull together 3 wins that we aren't expected to, and then we'll lose at Luton next week. Like, there's just it feels like there's no consistency to us at all.
Yeah.
I definitely think the form of the last few weeks has been shaky, to say the least. It just feels like there's nothing going on. You know what I mean? It's like we get the ball and then it's always going backwards, or if it's going forwards, it's sloppy, and it's like it feels more like hit and hope a lot, I think, at the last couple of games. So I definitely don't feel confident going in. But then again, if Moisey could just park the bus, and if Kudos or Bowen has a good game, that could be the win. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely not the most confident. Yeah. But I do always think that we've got it in the bag to pull out. You know, I feel like that's where we thrive, isn't it? It's kind of in the one-off games, in the cup games. Exactly. That's what Moisey knows what to set up for. So I feel like we could pull something off, but there's no way we're favourites going in, are we?
No, it's kind of like, to use a wrestling term, it's like a kayfabe favourite. Like, I think anyone who watches football would be like, I fancy West Ham. Yeah. But realistically, they are definitely the underdogs in that situation.
They've been very on and off though this season. Like, they win kind of week to week, like 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss. They're very inconsistent. But on paper, like with the squad and with Moyes, it's a really good team.
That's what I was going to say, was because I think you haven't won a game in 2024. I think I read that stat.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, and someone was saying Arsenal are going to be the ones to give them that win. But we were talking as well, like you said, about the squad, and I quite like the look of West Ham squad. When we were talking about recently, it was Alvarez in the middle. You got Ward-Prowse. You got Phillips coming in. Who hasn't started great, but I mean, he's a good player in there.
Well, has there been a worse start for a player, realistically?
No, it's the fact he smiles through it. I feel bad for him.
I was so excited for it as well. I thought, you know what? He's going to come here. He's going to thrive, and he still might, obviously. But 2 stinkers back to back is brutal, isn't it?
It was rough. But yeah, when you look at Bowen, I don't know if you saw how Antonio was dressed on Monday Night Football last night. I don't know if you've seen any clips of that.
I did actually, yeah, unfortunately. No, you know, I thought he looked all right. I thought he looked pretty cool.
I think he looked fine, but I feel like he's never dressed like that in his life before. He just
no way.
But you got like Bowen, you got Kudos, Paqueta. Paqueta being out, I think, might be the thing that runs along with your form dropping a little bit, because I think he's just such a good player.
Yeah.
I feel like you went.
You need to do that again. I'm sorry, it's well loud now.
Paqueta. I feel like since Paqueta's been out injured,
let me get some peace. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to cut this up.
Are you good?
No, you're good. We always get we get doggo interruptions all the
time. Yeah, but these are on one, running up and down, full sprint. Go away. Get out. I'm busy. West Ham or us.
Yeah, West Ham or us podcast. Dogs are active. Paqueta out there.
Yeah. I will say that I think everyone could appreciate that he was a good player, but I don't think I realised how important he was to the team until now he's out.
Yeah, he's so good, and that's I wouldn't say a worry, but it would definitely be a kind of alarm bells that he could be the player that you're going to get a big chunk for in the summer. And you're kind of seeing how you play without him at the minute, and I think that would be interesting to see if like this maybe makes them go, let's re-sign him, trying to convince him to stay for another year while you figure out who fits in that space. Because it was a crazy signing. When you signed him, I remember Arsenal were looking at him and I thought, that'd be a really good player. But I didn't think he was this good. Like, I thought he was good. Yeah. I didn't think he'd be the level that he's at. And obviously City are snooping and other teams. But when you look at it, on paper, Paqueta, Kudos, Bowen, Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, Phillips. Areola is everyone's fantasy football keeper at the minute. And you got, who is it? Mavropanos, Zuma.
I think realistically, there's a lot of players like. I think if everyone in that squad was for sale by the end of the window, I don't think anyone would be left. Do you know what I mean? I think everyone is in there is useful, if not top quality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the problem is that if we look like at the minute, we're kind of like, we're challenging for Europe. We're probably not going to make top 4, but we're up and amongst like the top half of the table.
Yeah.
And I think that almost makes it worse, because we've got all these players like Paquetá and Kudos and stuff where they're obviously going to want to play for the top teams, and we're not quite it. So I feel like, but we're close. So it feels like it could be a rough. It's going to be a rough like 2 or 3 years where we're trying to hold on to everyone, trying to bring in players, but we're at the top of the bottom almost. I don't know if that
I know exactly.
But you know what I mean? It's that awkward spot. It's that we either need to break into the top 4, which is obviously a bit of a pipe dream, but possible, and then people will be attracted to the club and want to stay at the club.
Yeah.
Or it's going to go, or everyone's going to leave, and we won't hold enough kind of attractability, and then we'll end up back sort of where we normally reign, down the bottom half. So I feel like the next few years in particular are going to be quite sticky. I think if we can get a good bit of money for Paquetá and get a good striker, and or just another playmaker, someone who's just got a little bit something special about them and can ping balls and can find something that most people can't. I feel like that's what could help break into that top bit. And then if we're there, then I think we're laughing and we're going to be attractive to people. But if everyone goes, I think we're really going to struggle because again, we're in that middle ground where people, it's a good place to go, but people are always going to want the next move.
Yeah. No, I probably agree with you, just because I wasn't sure if it was just the Paquetá missing or whether it was kind of an overall, a down period, which every team's going to have. Like Arsenal were just in one. Like everyone goes through these kind of patches.
I mean, Kudus has been away for a little bit, and he was getting some goals before he went away, so that's been a big loss as well.
He's an interesting one, Kudus, because I think he's a really good player, and then when I watch him, some games I just think he's unreal, and in some games he's the most frustrating, kind of like Rashford.
Yeah,
I find him so frustrating to watch at times.
Yeah, he's got some Rashford vibes about him. I would agree.
We talked about it as well. I just want to bring to the podcast was, who would you like them to bring in as a forward realistically? Because I know you have a hot take that I want you to bring up because it's a very interesting take.
I have a very hot take, fresh off the furnace, my boy.
Get it. I'd like to hear it. I'd like to hear it on here just so that people can hear it.
So I'll say, based on what I was saying about that attractability of the club, because we're not quite, top tier at the minute. I think someone who'd be good for us and is achievable is Mateta
from Crystal Palace. Yeah, he's a good player. Since he said that, he scored as well, and I was like, as soon as he scored, I was like, yes, just seeing this come through as well. I
think he's mustard. Honestly, I think he's quality. I think he's Antonio, but better. You know what I mean? And again, if we're looking in that range of, obviously, if we could get Haaland tomorrow, that'd be wonderful, right? But everyone in the Premier League, it seems, or even everyone in every league is looking for a striker, and they're struggling. You know what I mean? Because there's not that many top tier strikers available. So I feel like, especially in terms of like achievability, he's someone that we could get, and I just think he'd be spot on because I think he'd hold up the play like he does. We got Kudus and Bowen running off him. If Paquetá's back, you know what I mean, just lay it off to him. He spreads a lovely little pass out, and I feel like that's, you know what I mean. And then we're golden, really. I feel like he could be. Again, obviously you would love the Haalands, the Osmans, all of these people, right? But unfortunately, being a West Ham fan, you know that Tevez was a one-off. You know what I mean?
Tevez was so good.
Yeah, he was.
So I feel like Mateta is the one I'd go for.
That could be a good move for him, actually, because that's like a move from no offense to Crystal Palace, but I mean West Ham's
definitely a step up,
club. Yeah. Like no matter what you say about West Ham, they're an established club. Yeah. So that'd be a hell of a move for Mateta, I reckon. Yeah,
I think in that area is Mateta. I think Eddie might be available.
Eddie's a good one
to that level. I don't know if you'd prefer that type, because I think with Eddie it's odd because he needs space, and I think your team allows space. Like teams don't kind of park the bus behind West Ham, so he will have the space to run.
That's because we've already parked it. No one wants to watch two teams where they both buses are parked, you know.
Yeah, and that with Arsenal, I think that's why Eddie just doesn't get a run of games because he's not good at the bit in between where you have to break down a team. Whereas if he's got room to run into, he's good. He's a good finisher and everything. But he needs to go to a team that just are leveled down, just so they're not up against that low block every week.
I agree. Really, I think half of it comes down to as well is how long Moisey stays, right? Because if Moyes is around as well, someone like Mateta is perfect because it's just going to be, we're looking our chances of scoring are going to be more like set plays than what I mean. We're looking at free kicks and corners and all that kind of stuff. That's just hit it up to the big guys. You know what I mean? So that's where I feel like Mateta would thrive in that as well. But 100%, if Eddie's available and he's interested, you know what I mean? I think I think he'd do well for us. Let's get him both.
Yeah, I think it'd be really good.
Wait, what do you think would be a bigger loss to West Ham currently? Like the bigger players or David Moyes?
The bigger players, I think, for sure. Yeah, I think Moyes is very good. I think he's you can't argue anyone who's brought us the first silverware in God knows however long it was. You know what I mean? There's no way you can't give him his credit, but I think there's definitely. But I think the problem with that as well, though, is as well as a lot of big clubs are looking for strikers, a lot of big clubs are looking for top managers as well. So, if even if you were in the team of like, get rid of Moyes, we want something a bit more exciting. We want to be pushing higher. Who do you go? You know what I mean? Who do you go for really? Because everyone's gonna get taken up, and it just leaves people realistically who are probably not maybe at Moyes' level. So
no, that's definitely true. I'm trying to think of because realistically, you've only had Antonio as your centre forward for so long now.
Yeah,
like
for about 5 years.
Yeah. And like I think was it Samaka? Was that his name that came in for a little bit?
Yeah.
He's a good player, but I guess he just didn't fit. But yeah, God,
I don't know. We don't get to go behind the scenes, but it never really felt like you even got a chance to fit in, did it? Really, I think you got about 2 games. So.
Yeah, he's an odd one because I think he's back in Italy now and he's like scoring. But I think he might be more homesick. A lot of the Italians, like when you actually look at it, like the Italian football team, they don't really go abroad. Like that's why there's been one. I think it's been one Italian's ever won the Premier League.
Yeah,
there's just not
Balotelli.
It's Balotelli. Yeah, it's such a weird. They don't leave Italy. They love Italy for some reason. I don't know why, but I guess
they can't hack it, can they? You know, I mean, it's more physical in the Premier League.
There it is.
That's what they say. That's what Carragher says every week.
And I was going to just say, last little word on that was Fornells has gone. Are you happy about it?
I'm ecstatic. I'm upset. I'm upset we didn't get rid of both.
Yeah.
I'm upset only Fornells has gone and Ben Rama's still there. But I think if any money they can bring in is obviously. I know, yeah. I mean, I'm glad he's gone because then maybe we can give a couple of the younger guys a bit of a chance because it's not like they weren't playing regular minutes anyway, right? It'd be nice to give some opportunities to some new people.
Yeah.
But it almost feels like we got a good bit of money for him, or is it an obligation to buy, or is it?
I think it's an obligation.
Option. What was it, 15, or was that for Ben Rama?
I don't. One of them was 15. I don't know exactly.
One of the wingers, but it feels like money ain't really the obviously it's always good to get money in, right? But I feel like for us, money isn't necessarily the problem. Like it feels like we're always managing to get rid of players and getting good money for them. I feel like again it comes back to that thing of who is in who's in that range of achievability for us.
Yeah. Well, when you look at how well you've done with money as well, like financial fair play is not a thing. Like you're not going to get dragged into that, I don't think, by the looks of it. Like with that Rice money, you got essentially Kudos, James Ward-Prowse. I'm trying to think. There was another one.
Edson Alvarez and that Mavropanos as well. Really, I think they probably all came out of that one payment.
And that's just completely pays for itself. So it's just so good what they're doing.
And all starters and all arguably like 4 of the best people in the team.
Yeah, it's almost like a new spine.
Unreal, like
new spine for a player that you paid pretty much no money for coming from Chelsea's academy.
Yeah.
Before we move, this is officially now we're going to talk about the game. I wanted to just bring up, you actually had a decent week on fantasy football. I just wanted to bring that up.
It wasn't my best week, but yeah, it was all right.
I think you're up to like 6. I think you got 67 points. I got 90 points. So I just wanted to bring this up.
Oh, you did very well.
Just to gloat. I got 2 hat-tricks.
I did bang average.
It feels like the exact same technique you went for earlier as well when you started by saying how bad we've been playing recently. You fluffed me up a little bit and said I had a good week, just to tell me that your week was considerably better.
I was like, Lewis, do you want to come on the podcast? We're going to preview the game. You're like, yeah, sure. Anyway, welcome to Gunners or Us. What do you think of the Arsenal-Liverpool game? So, no, as far as the Arsenal-West Ham game, Arsenal have a couple injuries. We've got Zinchenko. Something happened and he went off at halftime. There was like a calf injury or something. Partey's still out. Jesus has got fluid on the knee, so that it's 50-50 whether he's going to play. Other than that, I think Timber is back into training, so he'll be back in the next month, or from the ACL tear from the first day. But other than that, I think we got a fairly clean bill of health, which bizarrely at the minute, I think Man City are the only team with 0 injuries, which is scary to think what they're going to do the next 2-3 months. But West Ham, do you know of any injuries or like anyone that's, because we know Antonio's out and Paqueta's out, which is huge positive for us.
Yeah.
Those 2 players missing.
I think that's, I know I think Sufal or Kufal, however you want to pronounce it. I think he had a knock last week, didn't he? But I think everything. I think we're pretty. Besides, I think Paquetá is the only one of note really where it's going to make a big impact of whether he's there or not.
Yeah. Well, I think Bowen's like kind of the better forward to Antonio until you get a forward. I think Bowen will be the main man. I think.
Yeah.
But Bowen is the return fixture of this at the Emirates where we lost 2-0. It should have been 3-0. I think Ben Rahman missed a penalty late on.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
it was probably honestly the best I've seen Arsenal play in the last 2 years, and we lost 2-0, which shows you how good Moyes can do that. I know you say park the bus, but there's an art to parking the bus and counter-attacking as opposed to just doing nothing and just clearing it.
Yeah,
it was like 2-3 passes and you were in, and you only got like 2 chances in the game, 2 goals.
Yeah,
and then right at the end, you should have scored a third. Do you think you'll park the bus again? That's what I'm wondering. Like, because you're at home, are you gonna?
100%. I think especially because obviously I don't want to come on Gunners R Us and slag off Arsenal, but as I'm sure you'd agree. That's what, it's Hammers R Us. That's where you guys are struggling at the minute, right? Is if someone does do that, it feels like you don't know what to do. It's sort of just pass it around, pass it back. It's like just waiting, hoping something opens up. But I think especially with us, I don't think it will, because I think that is something that we do really well. It's always very solid at the back.
So
I think, I think against you guys, even if, where's I going with that? I think, I think against Arsenal, they're just going to do the same sort of thing as last time, because I think it's our strength and your weakness, realistically. You know what I mean? So I think that's the only way to play this fixture. And arguably, especially if you've got Big Donkey up top, I think
he likes donkeys, that guy. So I like Havertz. I'd say Havertz absolutely destroyed the best centre back pairing in the Premier League last week.
So, he did, yeah.
I mean, when the eye test told me that he didn't play very well, but I mean, afterwards I thought, you know what, he nearly got them both sent off, and he set up a goal. So I was like, I'm so confused by Havertz. You could do like podcasts on him. I don't understand what he does, but we are definitely better when he plays. Don't understand it.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. He's easy. He's obviously an easy go-to to have some comments against, and in particular, his finishing is horrific. But I would agree that I don't know what it is that he does, but he does seem to do something that's helpful.
I honestly don't know. I watch it every week, and I'm like, I don't see it, and then afterwards, I'm like, oh, he was good. I think he was. I don't know. I don't think he'll start. I genuinely think he'll be Eddie or Jesus if he's available. I think with that low block, because we've tended to go to Havertz when we're against City, Liverpool, Man United.
Yeah.
Every time we've kind of gone to that false 9 where they play as like 2 10s, and then the wingers go over around, a bit like Brighton. Whereas with the low block, they're expecting a low block, so I'm going to guess they'll go with a proper centre forward.
Yeah,
we don't know how to break down a low block.
Yeah, this is a mismatch.
It confuses the life out of them. Like you said, just little passes. It's so predictable, and I've said on here a few times, 30% of the time, just cross it. Don't even matter if anyone's in there. It might get an own goal, ricochet, whatever. Shoot half the time, and then the other part, then try your passes. Because once you do the little passes, it's for a team like Moyes, like a West Ham type Moyes team, they'll stay in their exact shape. And if you just do little passes, you can't physically get through that because they're in the pockets.
Yeah.
You're right. And I think the counterattack's going to be even more lethal with it being at your ground, just because the crowd are going to be up. One bad tackle or like Rice doing something, and I swear that crowd's going to be so up. It's going to be hard work at 2:00 on a Sunday.
Yeah, I think definitely away for you guys as well is going to be to your detriment for sure. Because everyone's going to be looking, even though everyone loves him, but for the game and just for the game, just for that 90 minutes, everyone's going to want to eat Declan Rice up alive. You know what I mean? Yeah. Any foul, any mistake, and they're going to be on him.
I think this season you beat us 2-0 and then you beat us 3-0 in the cup.
Yeah.
So I think you're like 5-0 up on aggregate.
We can't score against West Ham. That's what we're coming to terms with here.
It's an odd one.
And hopefully it becomes one of them ones where, kind of like City at Brentford. I know that changed this week, but it's almost like you guys are going in knowing it's going to be a rough game, and there's almost a little bit, not fear, but you know what I mean? There's a bit of doubt already, which is obviously going to work in our favour. Because when you're talking about it, when you guys are trying to break like a low block, it just, the second it goes wide and then goes backwards, you go, that attack's over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wait until they get it again. Yeah.
And I genuinely think you can do that against certain teams, but you can't do it against West Ham under Moyes. Like that is the one thing I feel like he has like a zero policy is if you come out of position when they're just doing this around the back, you're getting taken off instantly.
Yeah.
So like I feel like they're very regimented. Yeah.
Go get in the showers. You're done.
Get out of it. What's your prediction? You got a legit prediction for the result?
Yeah, I'll take 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
Okay. That's our go-to scoreline on this podcast as well as 2-1 Arsenal.
It's been going that way.
I was just to butter you up. That was false. That was 2-1 West Ham. Of course, it's going to be 2-1 West Ham. I think I just think you guys will struggle, and I think that will, as it always does. You know what I mean? I think you'll push further, and then things are just going to start opening up.
Well, I think this fixture last year was 2-2, and that kind of ruined the title hopes at the end.
Yeah.
And I think we went 2-0 up really quick, and then we just got pegged back before half time. I can't remember.
Was that where did Saka miss a penalty in that game?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I honestly can't see anything other than not winning. I don't know if it'll be a draw or whether it's a loss. I just can't see us winning. So my head's saying 2-2 again.
Oh.
My heart is hoping for a 2-1 win. But I feel 2-2 is 2-2 is my actual prediction now. Obviously, if you've already listened to the podcast from this past week, we would have given our predictions. But what do you think?
My head, weirdly, my head is saying West Ham win.
Yeah,
but my heart, I'm gonna have to go with the inevitable 2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah,
I think fair 2-2.
The inevitable.
Yeah, well, because that's what we always do. But the draw is a fair one. The one that 2-2 is a fair one, but my head is telling me West Ham are going to win.
So we got all three here. We got 2-1, 2-2, 2-1 each way.
Ooh. It's tough, isn't it? Because it also you kind of think like it depends what West Ham turn up.
Yeah,
because I feel like there is, for the most part, there's all right. You might not be breaking the lines, and the goals might not be coming as well as you'd like. But for the most part, I feel like every game this season, Arsenal have been good. You know what I mean? Yeah. They've not really had games where they're just not bothered or they've not turned up. And it feels like we've had a few of them recently in particular. But I think that would go in your favour. But then I think what goes against you is that I feel like there's a confidence in West Ham that we know how to beat Arsenal. And so this could be the game that kind of puts us back on form. Because if we get a win over you, now we're back. You know what I mean? Now we're running high again now. And that feels like that could restart a good run of form. So it could go either way, you know, and that's why we like football.
It's honestly, it's so tough. It's just, I'm nervous already for it, to be honest. Because
I wasn't as nervous until Lewis started talking, and he's kind of convinced me otherwise.
It's because like you beat Liverpool, and you think, all right, now you have to put a run together, and I just look at it's West Ham away, and I think it's Burnley away. And I just think Burnley are awful, but we're notoriously bad at Turf Moor. It worries me that we're just going to lose the next two.
Yeah.
We just gave City the title by beating Liverpool and then went back to losing. So hopefully it's not that.
Well, you know, maybe this starts our form and then we don't lose a game until the end of the season and we win it, you know?
You win. You're not mathematically out of it. You're right. Before we go, I want to do a quick fire. This is not scary. It's not questions. It's just results for the weekend. So I'm going to you don't have to give a score. You're just going to go win, draw, or loss on whoever. So Man City versus Everton.
Do you know what? I'll give that a draw.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Fulham versus Bournemouth.
I know you want a quick fire, but I'm not going to give quick fire. So I'm going to justify myself.
Go ahead.
I just think Everton are. There's just something about them, isn't there, this year?
Yeah.
They're scrappy, and there's always something to the game never feels over with them.
Yeah,
it's the Dyche.
I think, yeah, exactly. And Dyche ball is also very defensive, and I feel obviously they've got, no offense, but they've got slightly higher quality when they're struggling to break like a low block. But I do feel like it's something that they struggle with too, because I just don't feel like it plays to their strengths. The second someone parks the bus, the second there's a very solid, stuck in its position team. I just feel like they everyone, it kind of freezes everyone almost of what.
Yeah, exactly.
What do we do? It's like they the first 20 minutes they go wild, nothing works, and then it's like they just kind of give up almost.
Panic, yeah. We can't do it, so what do we do? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I feel like that, and most of that is also just wanting them to slip up so that we still have something to be excited for the next like 5 months, right?
Yeah, true.
If you look at their fixtures, they don't touch a team from the top 6 from January 1st. I think it was like December, like mid-December until I think it's the start of April.
Wow.
So
Brutal.
every year
So
they
they've
seem
won
to
it
get
by
these.
April.
Yeah, so basically they're going to win 12 in a row. I think they're on a 9-game winning streak, and
Fantastic.
that included without De Bruyne and Haaland. So
They're at full strength now.
this is where usually they get good. So I don't know. Yeah, it's probably going to be.
And can you believe as well that for 30 seconds we thought of all people that Mupe or everything was going to put a stop to it all.
He's such a funny player, that guy.
Oh, he's the best.
When they did the lineups, they said he was French, and for whatever reason,
I did the same thing.
I never thought about where he's from, and that threw me a little bit. Anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed French.
Yeah, it's weird. Fulham versus Bournemouth.
Bournemouth win.
Liverpool versus Burnley.
Liverpool, you'd hope.
Burnley are so bad. Luton at home to Sheffield United. That's a 6-pointer if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, that's Luton all day.
Yeah, they're a good side.
They're strong.
Spurs at home.
You know what? If I was casting for the West Ham job of the people that I think are achievable, I think I'd take either Gary O'Neill or Rob Edwards.
Yeah, I really like Rob Edwards. I really like Gary O'Neill as well. Like I think they're both really good managers.
Yeah,
like proper football managers as well.
Yeah, and it's there's an excitement to both of the way they play as well, isn't there? There's just something a little bit exciting about it. There's almost an Ange ball effect to it, where I know they're not making the same sort of risks, I guess, as Tottenham do to play out from the back, but you kind of feel like any game they play, you could have 2, 3, 4, 5 goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That Monday Night Football that Gary O'Neill did, where he kind of broke down how he beat a team. It was Bournemouth, the team that attacked him the year before, and the way he explained it, it was like a diagonal. He showed his own training session where everyone was in bibs, were in a diagonal line at all times.
Yeah.
And he said basically they press in triangles. So if you stay in a diagonal, they never press you. And I was like, what is happening? He explained it in depth, and I've never heard anything like that. And I was just like, he's a good manager. Like to be coming out and like explaining that kind of stuff is like, I think that's above certain managers.
Cool. And it's nice, the redemption that he's had just in general, the fact that Bournemouth didn't keep him on even though he did such a good job, and then now he's just gone elsewhere and gone, all right, fine, I'll do a better job here then, no worries.
Yeah.
I think if De Zerbi left and went to like Liverpool or anyone like that, because there's obviously talk after Klopp that De Zerbi or Alonso, I think the Brighton job for Gary O'Neill will be like spot on.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Where is it? Graham Potter might be going to Palace.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw that. I listened to that the other day, actually. I think the Gary Lineker and Shearer were talking about that, I think, the other day.
That's a good podcast.
I like that one. The rest is football. Yeah, big up.
Spurs versus Brighton. That'd be a good game.
Spurs.
Yeah.
That could be a game of many goals, though.
Yeah.
Like a 6-6 draw or something.
That'd be so good. Wolves versus Brentford.
That's a tough one. Because Brentford definitely feel like they've got a bit more about them now. Tony's back, don't they?
Yeah.
But I think I'll take Wolves still, I think I'll take Wolves.
I just really rate Wolves. I've struggled to not go with Wolves.
And South Korea lost today, so...
I saw that. So Son...
Sorry, the Wolves game.
Hwang. Say it,
yeah. Well, it's because obviously he's got about 3 names. I didn't know what one to pick up the 3.
I think it's Hwang. Remember, Pep recently said the Korean guy, and then he scored against them.
Yeah.
You get away with it for Pep, though.
Yeah, apparently.
But if he's back and Neto's back, obviously now, I don't think they've played together for months. So that front 3 will be pretty tasty. So I fancy Wolves actually.
Yeah, and Cunha had a good game this week as well with the hat trick. And in my fantasy football, they beat Lewis this week. Forest versus Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Yeah. Newcastle, I found a bit of form at the right time. We've done West Ham, Arsenal, Villa versus Man United, 4:30 on Sunday. That's a good game. I think Villa will win. They're so good at home. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. I think I'd take Villa as well.
And
but I don't think it'll be easy, will it? It won't be easy.
No. I think Martinez might be back out with a long-term injury after being back for 2 games.
Yeah, 8 weeks. I saw earlier. Yeah, he's out.
That's not good. And then Monday Night Football, Palace versus Chelsea. And this is with Elise back out. And I think Eze might be out now as well.
Ooh.
When they're together...
if Eze and Elise were there, I'd take Palace in
Yeah,
that
definitely,
game.
100%. We got your boy Mateta's up front, so he's going to run amok, isn't he?
Well, I mean, Mateta probably get a trick, but he's doing it alone, isn't he? You know, he's doing it alone.
One man team, innit? That's what they're saying. I'd say a draw there. That's what my personal guess is, but
yeah, it's not a bad shout, really, is it?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't set the world like
it
that.
It could be one of them brutal 0-0 games.
On a Monday night, that's spag.
It has got that ability, ain't it?
Well, that's everything, Lewis. I've enjoyed having you on to this little bonus Friday edition. I'm going to say Friday because I think this will come out Friday. Yeah,
I normally do a little sign out, but it feels disrespectful to do a sign out
on Hammers Are Us.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it on Hammers Are Us for once.
I'm going to call this.
I'll do it then.
Do one.
Yeah. I just want to say thanks to everyone for listening. And you've been. Hang on, let me try this again.
Yeah,
what should I go for?
You got this. While Lewis is thinking, you can follow us at Gunners Are Us podcast on any form of social media, TikTok, YouTube, and anywhere you get your podcast. Leave us a 5-star review. What else you got?
So follow the Brothers Or and Gunners Are Us on all available platforms.
Appreciate that.
And I've been Lewis Howley, aka Elton Prince.
Government name, I like that. Yeah.
And you've been listening to Hammers Are Us.
Oh, I like this.
That's a hijack. I just took it over now.
I like that.